All right. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give a few minutes here and see who's going to show up tonight. As soon as you come in, drop me a little message. Let me know that you're here. That way I know where I need to be as well. I'm just going to run live on my phone here too. Just to make sure that, there we go. Just in case I get the trolls. Elves, okay, we let through today, but we don't want the trolls. So how's everybody? I see Jude. I'm going to pull my camera up here just a little bit there. Jessica, Jude, hey, Steve, nice to see ya. Megan, Denise, Heather, Mary, Emily, Brenda, nice to see you guys. You guys pretty close to being ready for Christmas? I know I still have shopping to do. Trying to find the time, right? Hello, Nicole and Norma. Nice to see everyone tonight. Yeah, hopefully you guys are having a good night. I know here in New Brunswick it was a little bit chilly and certainly windy out there. You could have walked out with a parachute and wound up in Moncton from where I am. It was certainly crazy out there. And I'm just reading some posts here as well as you guys are coming in. Good to see everyone. This is my last live until next year. So yeah, I'm hoping you guys will have some fun with me tonight. And yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing forward messages from the guides, messages from your loved ones. I'm just chatting for a few minutes, waiting to see who all might be coming in. Hello, Vicky. Long time no see, my dear. Bear with me, making some names, writing down some names. I have issues speaking sometimes when I'm really grounded. So bear with me if I tend to trip over my words a little bit. Looks like I got some new faces in the house, and I was going to say old faces, but we're not old. We age well. Yeah, good to see everyone. So for those that don't know me or haven't been on one of my lives before, my name is Paula Hunter, and I'm a psychic naturopath, aromatherapist. I'm a clinical hypnotist. I'm doing some spiritual coaching training and more metaphysical training right now. So I do all sorts of stuff. And this is what I refer to as a evening with spirit. And it's an opportunity to receive messages from my guides, as well as connect with your loved ones on the other side. So if you're new and if you haven't been here, the way I typically do this is the guides will direct me. So as I see your comments coming up, the guides direct me to certain individuals. I make a list of names as I go through and see them. So if you do come in, and if you are looking to maybe have a connection, at least post a hi so I can see your name come up, because they're the ones that direct me to it. And if I, don't see a comment, then I don't know you're here. So I'm not able to make a connection for you, okay? So, if I do send it out and choose you for a question, you're welcome to ask anything that one of your guides, or you can have a connection as well. So where I'm different than a lot of psychics is just let me know who it is you want to connect with. My guides will help me to key into them on the other side and bring them forward for you. And just know too, this is, one question or one connection. So please don't go, oh, I'd like to talk to this person, right? If you're looking for more connections, you know what, this is what I do. This is my job. This is my business. I'll be more than happy to set you up with a private session after that. Not an issue whatsoever. So nice to see everyone. Rosella, thank you so much. Talking about the hat. You know what? I figured it, we are Christmas time. So I thought, I'm going to wear the Santa hat, and I got the little Merry Christmas sign going on in the background over here. Yeah, gotta have some fun, right? If you don't have fun with what you're doing, then why are you doing it in the first place? That's what I believe and what I was always told as well. Now, I see we're getting some people in here now. I want to start off with, if there's anyone in the room right now, I was getting a father energy that was stepping forward when I was grounding. He feels like he probably would have passed within the last 3 or 4 months. This definitely would have been his cup of tea whatsoever. And it almost makes me feel like be son or daughter. Usually I have more females in here than males, but didn't get closure. So may not have had the opportunity to say goodbye, maybe stepped out of the room and he passed when you were out. So if this resonates with anyone, please give me a little comment, give me a post, because I'm going to throw that out, because he was stepping forward a little bit. When I was preparing for tonight, he was very, I don't say cautious, but I could tell he wasn't familiar with stuff, right? So he was kind of taking his time as far as that goes, okay? So I want to throw that one up there first before I start calling some names. And I'm just taking a look real quick, catching up. Slowly, because I get talking, and what I've been doing is trying to stay away from the comments, because I find when I'm looking here and trying to work here and then the comments, it kind of throws me out of whack. So I'm just keeping it. Heather, thanks so much about the hat and the sign thing. So let me see. So is there any connections to the father figure that I was talking about here? I think I'm almost at the bottom. Renee saying happy holidays to everybody. Happy holidays to you too, Renee. So I don't see any connection on the father. I'll still keep it up there. So if that rings any bells for you, I know there's a bit of a lag sometimes, let me know. He could have been what I call follically challenged, because he feels a little bit, not necessarily bald, but sparse on the top, okay? Yeah, and I know, Candy, you said June. This feels like, it feels more, August, September. Like, it feels a lot more recent, okay? Maya, I see you talking about a father passed away from a heart attack suddenly, never had closure. This is someone who's passed within the past couple months, okay, you guys? Past couple months. So it would have been fall time. Okay, so Maya, that would not have been yours. And if not, I can still put it to the side for the moment. That's not an issue either. Okay. If this does ring a bell for someone, post me in the comments, and we'll bring them forward for you too. Now, I'm not sure how it's spelled. Is it Liana? Liana. My apologies if I'm not saying it correctly. Bell Humor, maybe? Let me know if you're still in the room here. Hey, Dar, nice to see you, my dear. So, Liana, let me know if you are here. You were actually the first person that I was directed to. So if you would like to have a question answered from the guides, and that can be about anything. That's your normal, what I call psychic stuff, relationships, career, health, finances, things like that. And I can also connect with pets and people on the other side. So I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly, and my apologies if I'm not. So Leanna, if you have a connection you would like to have or a question, please feel free to post it in the comments, okay? And hello to anyone that I may not have said hello to yet. And I always try and, when I do my lives, I always try and get different people on a regular basis too, right? And that's just to try and keep it fair for everybody, right? So please don't take it personally if I don't make a connection for you or not. But you know what? Reach out for me. I'd be more than happy to set something up, okay? Throw my little banner on the bottom there. Okay, so Leanna, you're asking about wanting to know about your mom. I want to go just quickly, because the guides are giving me some information as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on for you right now, but the guides are saying you need to stop worrying. And they show me like a hamster wheel. So it represents, that continuous cycle. You have a hard time letting go of things. And they show me you always being in your head. And you guard your emotions very close to your heart. So it's like, putting up the wall and trying to keep people at bay a little bit. But feeling vulnerable, right? I just kind of get the sense of feeling lost a little bit. Okay. And it's just really important that you kind of step outside of that. Okay. So give me a second here. I know you're asking, is she with you as well? Wanting to know about your mom and wanting to know if she's with me. I mean, I can always tell you that they are always with us, especially when we think about them. If we're doing something and a memory of a loved one steps forward, right? those are messages from an energy perspective that are letting you know that they're there. So what I do now is I say, thank you, I love you, like recognizing that you're receiving the message of them being there. But also just sending the love through the lines, because everything's energy at the end of the day. Okay. So give me just 1 second here for you. So they show me the kitchen with your mom, and the kitchen always represents strong family ties. It also represents someone who is a really good cook. I do feel like she was sick for a time before she passed as well, because they do show me what I call breathing stop, which represents the fact that, you know, the soul itself is recognizing that's transition. It knows that it's the time, and yet I get a little bit of fear. I think she was afraid, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean fear of death, but fear of leaving people behind. I mean, sometimes we're so much about our families that we worry about how they're going to deal with things after they pass, right? Do you kind of understand what I'm talking about? And is this resonating with you a little bit? And I don't think this would have been a cup of tea either, right? Because I sense this strong belief system. So what they're showing me, ready to meet my maker, and that always represents someone who had a strong faith, right? And you know what? I keep hearing she's been so sad lately. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that she passed when you were so young. I can understand why I would have had that sense of worry about family being left behind then, is, you know, from what she's kind of telling me, right? She keeps talking to me about you being sad. You know, if you want to ask anything about that, you're more than welcome to. But what she's telling me is you keep people at bay, you keep people distanced from you. So you have a hard time opening up your heart. And typically that comes and stems from a trauma of the past anywhere, where we've lost somebody in some form and we're afraid of being hurt again, right? So your mom wants to see a smile on your face that touches your heart, one that you really mean, because she shows me so often it's like having something pasted on. I refer to it as wearing a mask, right? But you're not feeling it in your heart. Is this making some sense for you? Is she around? You betcha. You know, she wouldn't miss a beat, right? She's going to be there for all the special times and the milestones. That's what they do. Okay. Is this helping a little bit, my dear? Yeah, good. Your mom just seems a little bit worried about you, just being stuck in your mind right now. Okay. So she's sending her love through the lines. Right. So I don't know if that's helping. I don't get what I call an epiphany message. You know, she just keeps talking about you always being the strong one, feeling like you always have to have it together. Right. But her reminding you, because she was such a soft and gentle soul. Right. And family was number one. She needs you to be okay. Okay. Hopefully that's helped just a little bit. Your mom doesn't know what to think about this stuff either. Kind of interesting. Terry James. I know I just saw a post up there. I actually had you second on my list from a little ways up. So I know I had seen a poster just a little bit ago. You said, just had a significant death, anniversary of your father and brother. Any message for me tonight? Terry, let me know which one you'd like to connect with. Actually, I think it's father more coming through right off the bat than anything. Does that work for you? Brenda, I'm not quite sure what you mean. I see your post. It's all good. Dara's, oh, BFF. Okay, first on here we have a thing. I am first. Okay. So I'm just waiting for Terry to let me know if father's okay for the connection. And this definitely would have been Dad's cup of tea. Holy. Dad didn't have a problem voicing his opinion either. Right? I get a lot of laughter. I get him loud, but not like annoyingly loud. So when he spoke, his voice definitely carried as far as that goes. Okay. Did he have chest or heart issues as well? Because I'm getting pulled to that area. Because I get someone who's like work, 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 always working, didn't really take time for himself, didn't what I call stop and take the stop to smell the roses on a regular basis either. So I get the sense of departing very quickly with him. Right. And he's telling me, he says, I can't believe I'm doing this. And whenever I hear stuff like that, that's an automatic indicator that tells me that they didn't believe in this stuff. And that's okay. What we believed here doesn't matter. We know the difference when we cross back over the other side anyway. Okay. So I take it the yes, Terry, has to do with the heart issues from the feel of it anyway, because I get a real tightening in the chest and that heart. Breathing issues. I think he had breathing issues coming into his passing anyway, but he's like making a joke, I'll sleep when I'm dead type thing, which to me is always, it's talking about someone who didn't want to go to the doctor, right? Didn't like to deal with things. Just like I said, working all the time. I think he did enjoy a beverage or two every now and then for sure, because I see that side as well. But it was almost like work hard, play hard. There wasn't a lot of kind of slow, right? Okay, Terry, but I do. So, Terry, are you saying you have heart issues? I'm just trying to understand. I'll slow down a little bit so I can keep up on the post so I don't get too far ahead. He seems like he'd be a lot of fun to get to know. I wouldn't want to piss him off, right? Because again, that family protection, right? It's pretty strong. Okay, yes, heart. Oh my God, he said all the time. Yeah, okay. I take it the joke about I'll sleep when I'm dead. That's what he said to me anyway. So I figured that definitely had meaning. It just represents the fact that, I think with his departure fairly quickly, if he had taken care of himself in a little bit of a better way, he would have been here a little bit longer. So I don't want to say regrets, because the soul makes the decision on when they're going to go. So there's no regrets from that soul perspective. But he kind of wishes that he had listened a little bit more and kind of took care of himself a little bit better, right? So he could have been here for his family. Okay. So was he the one, you said that there was an anniversary coming up of their passing? Is that your father? Just to check. I'm not sure if this is you or I'm picking up off of him, but I've got, have you been having issues with headaches in the back of your head, or tension in your shoulders going up on this side? Yeah, they sleep when you're dead. I thought so. Yeah. Because all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of tension through here, and I'm not sure whether that was something to do with him. How did he pass? Because there's definitely a lot of pressure coming through from the back of my head, so I'm not sure whether it's picking up on you or whether it's your dad in spirit that I'm picking up on. Okay, see the anniversary coming up. Get that. Okay. So he's been passed for a while too then. He just felt like he was still fairly, young when he did pass. Did you want to know anything specific, Terry, or just kind of checking in? He's a hoot. I get someone who'd be like the life of the party, cracking jokes. Okay, so there was heart attack with him. I just wanted to make sure. Wasn't sure. But he's okay. How do I put this? He wasn't a huge Christmas fan, and I don't get that it wasn't like, oh, I hate Christmas, bah humbug. I don't get that, but it's almost like the sense of, oh, it's so commercialized. That makes sense a little bit. I don't know why he's bringing that up. Maybe because I'm sitting here with a Santa hat on, maybe. And hello to anyone I may not have said hello to. And again, for those of you that are maybe popping on, I make a list of names as they pop up. So if you do happen to come in and you do want to have a connection, give me a little comment, give me a little post, just so I know you're here, because the guides will trigger me to a name. Okay. Yeah, I get that. So just checking, he was a real player. Yeah, he seems like he would have been. Definitely would have been. Okay. He's fine. So he's sending love through the lines. And he tells me, you're okay. Sorry, one sec. What I hear is she needs to learn to stand up for herself a little bit better. Okay. So I hope that helped a little bit. Much love to you, my dear. We've got about 50 people. Welcome, everyone. I'm just taking a peek down. So I'm looking for Brian. Brian Wright. You still in here, my dear? I have Brian Wright next on my list. Thanks, Christine. I kind of like the hat too. We gotta have fun. I said I got my Merry Christmas back here going. I got my Santa hat, because this is my last one of this year. So I thought I'd, jump on a little bit festive today. Best way to do it, right? Okay. So Brian, I see Brian and Donna right here, also waiting. Yeah. So did you want to tell me who would you like to connect with? Or if you have a question as well, okay? Hi, Brian. Who would you like to speak with? Or again, if you have a question about something that is going on in your life too, my guides will answer those as well. And I know there's a few of you guys that are saying wanting to connect. I connect with as many as I can while I'm here. Again, if you guys are looking for a connection, wanting to, especially at Christmas time, our thoughts always go to our loved ones at Christmas, and Christmas is really hard, when our loved ones on the other side, especially if it's, the first year or the second year. So, if you need a session, reach out. I still have some availability before the new year as well, right? So Brian, let me know who you want to connect with, my dear. And I'll make that connection for you, okay? Okay, give me a second here. Just get a little drink. This is one of my favorite cozies. I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was going to blame you. Gotta have fun, right? Okay, give me a second. Renee. It's a pretty way of spelling that too. Give me a second here. So Brian, did your daughter pass fairly quickly? Because I get a quick go with her. Because she's talking about, mom and dad wondering if I'm okay. So again, I'm not sure how long she's been missing for, or not missing, sorry, passed for. But whenever I get this, that's a quick go. So it's almost like, well, normally that is a result of an accident. It can be suicide sometimes too, but I don't get that with her. I just get a sense of, an accident of some sort with her. And the other thing that I was feeling was, I kept hearing, just tell them I didn't suffer. So I don't know whether you guys were concerned on the way she passed. I guess you can say, if that makes sense. In group format, guys, I don't always go into deep stuff because some things, are personal, right? Hey, Ty, good to see ya. And I keep hearing, let mom and dad know I'm okay. And she says, they're always worrying about me, right? She says, they did that when I was here and they're doing it still. Okay. So was she in a car accident of some sort? Because it makes me feel like a trauma being here. And it makes me feel like she might have been in the hospital for a while, but I don't get long periods on either side of things. Okay. I know you said that she's been passed for about 4 years now, and, as I'm reading this and saying this, what I get is, and yet it's just like yesterday, so it tells me that there's still some healing that has to be done for both of you as well, right? Was there something you were looking for from her? I wanna make sure that you have an opportunity if there's something specific you want to know. She was in a coma, yeah, because I feel an accident, but then I see her in the hospital, like I said, and I didn't feel her being responsive, right? So I can understand that because it's almost like the sense of not having closure because not having the opportunity to, if you will, to talk to her prior to her passing, right? How did she wind up in a coma, Brian? I'm asking because I still feel trauma in her body somehow. And I know you're saying just wanted to say how much you miss her so much. She says you tell her every day. I get this sense of the first thing in the morning and the last thing at night. Okay. So is that you or mom? She shows me a picture and it's almost like kissing the hand and then putting it on the picture. Okay, diabetic coma. Okay, so that's why I'm getting the trauma on the body. Okay. Give me a second. Did you guys feel that there was something different you could have done? Because from what I'm getting from her, like she's telling me to tell you that there was nothing that could have been done differently to change the situation, right? So the diabetes may have been a start getting in there, but then the guides are showing me her body system shutting down. Okay. And I see the comment about doing that every day to kiss her picture. Because that's what she's showing me is, when you said you just wanted to send kind of the love through the lines, she's showing me you do it every day and I get this kiss and then onto the photo, onto the picture. And that's your way of greeting her in the morning and saying, good night in the evening and keeping her a part of your life, right? And again, they are always a part of our life. That dimension is only a couple feet off the ground and they're very much aware of what's going on in our life. It doesn't mean they're like hanging over us 24/7, they'd be kind of creepy sometimes. But when we're having a tough time, when we think about them, as I said, everything is energy. So as soon as our thoughts go to them, it's like putting out an SOS beacon and they perceive it and they will step forward, right? I can certainly understand that, Brian. And again, my condolences to you too. She was very vivacious. Like she's making jokes about mom and dad seeing her as this, this beautiful, I'll put you on a pedestal type thing. But she's saying that she had a personality, she had a voice, and if she didn't like something, she was going to say it. So she wasn't meek and mild. She was definitely outspoken. And I think sometimes not everybody got her, because of that. Not that she cared, because I don't get that she cared, not cared about other people, but she wasn't afraid to speak her truth. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, right? And when you talk about her being your only child, she says, I am still their child, right? Yeah. And that's what she's saying is when I talk about putting someone on a pedestal, she's kind of saying, mom and dad have this image of me and I was just this perfect little angel. And she goes, but I really wasn't at times. She goes, I pissed them off so bad sometimes because I was always going to do things my way. So having that strong personality where she was about the experience, right? She wasn't going to sit on the sidelines. She is sorry she couldn't have been around for a little bit longer. Okay. Sorry, she was showing me get something else here. So you guys were pretty huggy with her, huh? And this may be a little blunt in some ways, but what she's showing me is either just prior to her passing or just after her passing, she shows me being gathered up in somebody's arms and being hugged and cried. And what she said to me, she said, if there was any way that I could have wrapped my arms around you to let you know I was okay, I would have. Do you understand that? She's sending so much emotion through me with that comment. And it could be that at times it's like, oh, I don't want to hug, that type of thing. But what she's saying is, she would give anything to be able to have had that experience and let you guys know that she was okay, right? Because it was, the hardest thing that you guys had to go through, knowing that there was nothing you can do, to change anything. But what she does want you to know is how much she loves you, how much she appreciates everything that you did for her, because she says at times I really didn't show that appreciation, and this is her, right? This is the way she wants to express herself, right? But she says at the end of the day, you guys knew that she loved you, and she said she never had any doubt how much she was loved, right? Is this helping a little bit, Brian? Okay. She showed me Christmas tree. She showed me an ornament. So to me, that's representing you have something on your tree in memory of her. Yeah, and I get that. My heart goes out to you guys. Do anything to trade places. You know what? She would do the same thing. Right? But she puts a smile on her face and then she says, I know I'm going to see them again. Right? So don't be in a hurry. Right? But she'll be the first one there for you guys when you do go to cross. Okay. She keeps showing me, like I said, a Christmas tree, and I don't know whether it's a ball or in memory or it's something with a photo in it on the tree, but she keeps bringing me to a Christmas tree. Does that make a little bit of sense, Brian? Ty, I see your comment about never heard me do a reading. I always try and keep them upbeat, but sometimes it is what it is. Okay, what do we see? Yes, my niece gave me an ornament today with her picture on it. Thank you. Because she was showing me this. So know that she's aware of that. And what she's saying is she says it's bittersweet having it there. Part of it is the memories behind it, but she's still a part of your Christmas. She's still a part of your celebrations. And she says, me, I'd be sitting there bugging the crap out of you. So I don't know how old she was, but she's definitely going to be around. She's around quite frequently for you anyway, because of the communication that you have with her on a regular basis, right? But she shows me as Christmas as being one of the hardest times of the year. So she's really happy about that ornament, and it's her way of validating that she's aware of it. Okay. So that help, my dear? Wish I could bring her back for you. I haven't mastered the rising from the dead thing yet, though. And that is a joke. Just in case anyone thinks I'm doing witchcraft or weird things in the backyard. I have a good sense of humor this evening. Yeah. So I hope that's helped you guys. So you're saying your sister died 1 month after her, and it was her daughter that gave us the ornament. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your sister as well. That's a lot of loss, that close together. Yeah. Danielle, wouldn't it be nice if we could bring them back even for just a day? I hear you. You know how I, obviously make the connections. And Brian, you are very, very welcome. I hope that's helped a little bit for you both. For me, it's meditation. I'm going to quiet. I'm going to slow myself down. I'm going to, just kind of get in the zone, and everyone can learn to do and make connections. It's just learning to quiet the mind. And we can take those moments and we can call forward our loved ones. And even if we can't always see them, whether we see, I don't see spirit in front of me. I never have. It's not externally. Everything's internal for me. But we can have that time with our loved ones internally, right? It's just learning how to do it. There's so many tools. Pendulum's dowsing rod is my favorite for simple yes, no communication. Maybe I'll jump on a live maybe in the new year and show you guys a method of communicating with dowsing rods as well. There's so many different ways, but when our mind is so busy, it's really hard to stop. We live in such a fast-paced world, our phone and computer and everything else. And we need to step away from it, right? It's skill sets that we can teach ourselves and learn to do. And the other aspect of it, the guides are reminding me, is trust, right? If you have a dream and you're having a conversation with your loved one on the other side in your dream, that's them stepping forward. That's the easiest way for them to connect, right? Awesome. Thank you for allowing me to bring your daughter forward for you. That means a lot to me as well. Valerie, I may do that. I'll make a note of that to throw up my calendar. I think it'd be fun too. Just a short little thing, show you guys how you can use it. When I have clients that come in, especially some of the older ones, it's a tool I've taught a few different people because it's so simple to use. But it really helps us feel better because we can have those little conversations and it's like, yes, I know they're still there, right? It reminds us that they're still with us. So I want to know whether Luann White is still in here. Luann White. Oh, thank you so much. You know what? This is my way of giving back, is my Facebook Lives, right? It's, yes, like I said, this is what I do for a living and I love what I do. My passion, my purpose is to serve, right? Is to assist people. And I'm lucky enough to have a skill set that I've honed and developed over the years. And you know what? I'm still working with it, right? We all do. And, you guys really bring joy to my life, right? Being able to bring the messages forward, knowing that I've helped somebody feel better. I have had clients when they've left, they go, you know what? I feel so much lighter now. Yes, that's what it's about. So as much as I'm doing this for you guys too, it's my way of giving back. But it's also showing my appreciation to all of you guys too, because that's important. Who doesn't want to be appreciated, right? Denise, thank you so much. I see you saying really love watching you. Well, this is why I do it, guys. So I'm looking for Luann White to see if she's still in here, or Jennifer, I think it's Bizou. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing properly. I'm doing my best. Cheryl, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I got the most awesome clients and friends and all you beautiful people that jump in on my lives and be a part of my life. What are we grateful for, right? Especially when we come into the holidays. What is that gratitude, right? I'm grateful for all of you guys. I'm grateful that I get to do what I love, right? I don't have to go to work at a job with someone else, having someone tell me what to do all the time. I get to step into my passion and I get to help. And that's what we should all be looking at, right? Where is the joy in your life? If you're not having joy, then you need to really reevaluate and look at things, okay? So I was looking for Luann White or Jennifer Bizou, and I haven't heard from any of those ones right now. So I'll give them a second to come back out. Again, you guys, if you're looking to have a connection, don't post your whole questions or who you want to talk to, but just say, hey, I'm here. You know what? Love a connection, whatever, so that I can add you to my list. So I'll skip over those two names right now because they may have, in fact, bopped back out. Amy, is it Paradis? I know you're still here because I saw your heart a minute ago. Jude Hill. I'm still here just saying, love it, love it. Let's see. Yeah, so I haven't heard from Jennifer or Luann. So Amy is the next person that I'm looking for. Da, da, da. All right, good. Thanks, you guys. I'm getting some posts now. I'm seeing some names. Because those of you that may be new and not used to me, usually, I the guides direct me to certain names when they see the names come up. Yeah, you guys will have the opportunities, right? Steve, I love it that you show up. I'll come and visit you soon. I think we need some Christmas cheer. So Amy, let me know who you would like to connect with. That might be on the other side. And again, I can do people and animals. Or if you have a question of the guides, and that's what I call your normal psychic stuff, right? Relationships, careers, right? All sorts of stuff like that. Kids. Let's see. So Leanna, I see. Let me see. You've always wanted your mom to tell me to be me. I was just a child when she passed and my life was a mess, and I will continue to grow. Thank you, Paula. Much love and respect. You are very, very welcome, because she was saying how out of sorts you feel at times, and it's like you're trying to take care of everyone else. But you know what, my dear? You need to come first too. And it's okay to say what you need and to say what you want and to live your life and not be afraid. So many people live in the shadows because they're afraid of stepping out. I mean, this is the spiritual coaching program that I'm learning and doing myself. I have to do my own work too. It is so empowering. And we so need to step outside of our fears, because you know what? We are so damn powerful. And it's amazing what we can create when we step outside of that. That's a choice. Doesn't mean it's always easy, but it's still a choice. Let me see. Well, thank you so much, Hope. We're kind of reading. We're kind of chatting tonight. Like I said, this is my last one for the season. So you know what? I'm having some fun. I'm being good, though. I'm not having any Christmas cheer. This is just Coke Zero. That comes later. Eggnog and Kraken. That's my favorite. So Amy, I know you were, you said you were here. I'm just waiting to know who you would like to connect with, my dear. Oh, your father, there he is. Sorry, I missed it. I just went back up a little bit and then I saw it there. Okay, give me just a second here. Amy, with you too, I get this. I feel illness with your dad, but then because they show me a bit of a decline and then they show me a quick go. So I feel like he departed fairly abruptly as well, fairly quickly. Amy, do you look like your mom, but personality a dad? Take care, Miss Kimmy. Wonderful to see you, my dear. Because your dad's making comments about looking like your mom, but personality of him. And it makes me feel like dad can be a little stubborn at times too. And he shows me that you have that stubborn streak too. Because he shows me this. That symbol always represents a sense of stubbornness. And stubbornness doesn't always have to be a negative trait. It's our stubbornness that helps us see us through the challenging time too. That's what helps us to dig in and not give up, right? And I'm playing catch up. Absolutely. Yeah. He keeps saying, and I'm not sure how long he's been passed either, but he keeps saying, look how beautiful my daughter is. Like he keeps repeating that. I mean, he thought the world of you. So it was like, again, the daddy's little princess type of thing. Right. Okay. Did you not get to say goodbye to your dad? Or him not get that opportunity to say goodbye to you? Sorry if I breathe too deeply, Ty. I have a better microphone system over here that helps me with a lot more clarity. And your comment about we're God's children and he is in us, which in turn means we have the gift of creation in other ways. Yes, universal laws. We are made in the image of God. Therefore, we also have those connections. Okay. So I see the no, I didn't. So I take it that is the ability to say goodbye. Because, and I said that when you heard me say, okay, he was telling me that you guys didn't get to have that conversation, right? At that time. Okay. Well, I got to say what I hear. Do you feel guilty that you didn't get that opportunity? Because he's telling me that you did. Right? Does that make some sense, Amy? Marie, did Jen come back in? I don't know if things are just kind of stuck. All my comments stopped there for a minute. So I'm just waiting for it to come back. There we go. Jennifer, hang on there because I'll come to you after I'm done with Amy, okay? So I'm just waiting for a reply from Amy here. I don't want to get too far ahead because then it's hard to keep up with the comments to go, was that referring to this or over here or over there? That's the fun thing about doing it online, right? You know, I don't have the person in front of me, so it's really about trusting spirit. Okay. Okay. So I heard no guilt. It's complicated. I would love to know that he's all right and he did love my brothers and I. When we look at that comment from the concept of the soul itself, yes, he had love. When I take that comment to the essence of the individual in this lifetime, i.e. your father, when I read the comment about did he love you, what I heard was I loved myself first. Do you understand that? So it makes me feel at times he wasn't the gentlest with his words. And it made me feel like he kind of always looked after himself first and foremost. Do you understand that? So when we talk about, you know, guilt, it could be just a case of, again, not having closure, right? Maybe there's some things that you needed to say to him that you weren't able to say while he was here. You know, those are still things that you can do for yourself. You can still take time and call him forward and say the things you needed to say at the end of the day, right? But he's telling me that when he was here, he was a little bit selfish, but he really didn't know how to love anyone else. That's not an excuse. It's not a reason, but he says that's his truth. And he shows it stemming from his younger days too, and how he was treated. They show me a cycle being there. Okay. There was addiction there too, Amy? Yeah, I see the right there. Yeah. And I think I'd agree there is other things that need to be said that have not been said yet. Okay. So when you're ready, take the time and do it. And it doesn't mean we all have to be, I call it rainbows and unicorns. You know, you have to be free to express. You know what? When this happened, it pissed me off. Or you know what? I felt like that. You know, being really free to express it because they show me holding on, right? So the guide show me as being, they use the term a tough nut to crack, which tells me that you guard yourself as well. Do you understand that? He's sorry he couldn't have been a better dad. Is he around? Yeah, I'm talking to him. Does he come to visit? Yes, he does. But he shows me a bit of keeping his distance a bit too, because, you know, when you talk about it being complicated, there's still some unfinished things. Forgiveness has not been given. So sometimes not that he's stuck. I don't get that he's stuck. They show me him being in a healing state, but he needs some forgiveness from other people. He needs to forgive himself, but he needs forgiveness with other people, and that may happen when his loved ones return to the other side, or the people that he needs to have those connections with. Right? So is he around? Yeah, but he's not always sure how he's going to be received either. And when they're in this cocooning stage, when they're in this healing stage, they don't have as much freedom to go back and forth. So it could be 2 years they've been over and past. It could be 20 years that they're past. Time has no bearing, with that. But what I get is a downturned head and looking down. And whenever I get that, that shows me that the essence of the soul has not completed the healing that he needs to do. Right? And I honestly feel that your family still has some healing to do too. But I get this more sense we don't talk about it. Okay. Brian, you are very, very welcome. I'm happy to have been able to make that connection for you both. Much love to you guys as well. And know that your daughter's going to be, she's going to be there every step of the way. Okay. Amy, does that help a little bit? Good. Yeah, there's unfinished things there. And I mean, if you're interested later on, I'd be more than happy to set up a private, because there's a lot of stuff there, I guess we'll say. But I'm not going to get into it in a public group. Okay. So hopefully that's helped. Jennifer, you still here? You still here? I know I saw you came back in, so I'm presuming you're still here. Very, very welcome. Oh, there she is. Hello, Jennifer. Amy, not a problem. Merry Christmas to you, my dear, too. And you take care. Open your heart. Jennifer, I see you. So would you like a connection with someone on the other side, or a pet, or a question of the guides? I know a lot of times my lives wind up being mediumship more than anything, but I do more than just that. I love the connection with the guides too, because they can really put things in front of us, right here, to help us to make better choices in our life as well, right? Okay, so Jennifer's looking for her dad. Give me a second here. Okay, give me one sec. And I'm going to come to your dad, Jennifer. Actually, the first thing that I'm saying is, or what I'm getting from is actually from the guides. I get that you've been kind of living your life and making decisions based on other people. Do you understand that? And not that that necessarily is a bad thing, but sometimes we'll make decisions based on not wanting to upset other people, and we won't always step both feet into our own truth in our own direction that we need to go in. So Jennifer, I'm not saying like that you are a pushover, because I don't get that either. You've got a voice, you can stand up. But it's like, if I'm going to make this decision, I'm thinking about this person and this person and this person. Like it's like, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to upset people, right? Which, it can be a good thing. But I just get the sense you need to step out, because there's something you need to step into, like you're ready for it to do, but you're in your head. You kind of overthink a little bit, right? And then I hear, just like me. Okay. So dad was in his head a lot too, huh? He feels like he departed fairly abruptly as well. But then they show me a ramp. So there was more things going on with him, I think, behind the scenes. Because I feel like there was illness with him as well, Jennifer, but it's almost like nobody really knew about it. So it's like things going on, and then things came forward a little bit more. Okay. Family was number one for him. Because it's what he's showing me. He said, I would deal with whatever I had to deal with to make sure my family's taken care of. Right. Yeah, he hid well because I just get this emotional aspect, and like I said, I feel like there was illness there, but and it could relate back to like a cancer connection there too. Um, but it's like I'm pasting on the smile, I'm putting on the mask, everything's okay. I'm just gonna put this over in the corner. I'll bring it forward when I absolutely have to. Right. And he actually wants to apologize for that because I think he feels like he could have had some better relationships. So I'm not saying that there weren't good relationships because I feel like there were, but it's almost like he feels like there could have been more of a closeness if he had to open up a little bit more. Right. Yeah, he was stubborn. He is stubborn. That was one of the things he was commenting about. And I know you're asking the question, is he okay? They're always, always, always okay, right? I mean, the soul makes a choice when they're going to transition. He just shows me, it's almost like, say, the other side's on this side, and he has his back to it. He's more focused on this side and being around his family. As I'm nodding, what he's telling me is they're aware of me. So it makes me feel like you guys have been having, he's very good at leaving signs that he's around. That makes sense a little bit. And it's funny because this wouldn't have been his cup of tea either. He didn't believe in it. Right. But he's showing me that you guys know when he's around. Right. And that's the way they work. He just wants you guys to know he is okay. He says, I'm sorry I had to leave as quick as I did. I mean, he loved his family. That has not changed, nor will it ever change. Right. And this is why he's so focused on this side. Because sometimes I think we go, hey, my dad's missing these special moments, these special times, these special milestones. And he really wants to make it clear that he's not. Okay. Give me a sec. So he's got some grandkids now too, eh? I don't know if they were there before or not, but he's showing me a strong connection with the grandkids. And it makes me feel like there's more than one. So that's why I said kids. That makes some sense. Yeah. So if they weren't all here prior to, he's showing me being around. One of the grandkids is highly sensitive. Well, there's two of them, but one is more because they show me a boy and a girl. The boy is highly sensitive. So highly sensitive from, if you will, the spiritual, intuitive perspective. So he may not be as outgoing at times. Okay. But he sees him. He still feels like he's fairly young. But I get that at least one of the kids see him. Okay. Good. Yeah. Well, I kept getting a boy and a girl, and it felt like the boy and the girl, but I was struggling on which one was yours. That's all, because I knew it wasn't sure which one. He loves sitting and spending time with them, like being with them, being around them. He kind of lives for the grandkids, even if you guys may not have thought that he was a part of their lives because he's on the other side, right? But he really is. So your son is the highly sensitive one. Okay. So he can really withdraw at times. He can be almost like a sense of insecurity at times. He'll be very, they show me him being an empath too. So energies will affect him very quickly too. So if you notice that he kind of shifts very quickly, where he can be really happy and then really sad and then angry, expresses it and it's gone. He feels everything around him. Right. So, the more that you can help him understand how to ground and how to protect and to know that those skills it's okay to have. Right. And you can help him nurture those skill sets because, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to be a psychic and do readings for people, but we can take that intuitive skill set and take it into any job, especially when we're talking about like counselors and things like that. Right. Wonderful tools. But they show me like peeking out from behind the legs. I don't know how old he is, but to me, that's that shyness, that little bit of insecurity. So your dad's actually around him quite a bit and trying to help him kind of find himself a little bit, right? To gain that confidence, I guess you can say. Okay. That help a little bit? Give me a sec. Okay. I'm trying to understand what he's showing me here. Jennifer, I see your comment about having the gift as well. Great. So you kind of get it and you can help your son work through it. That's awesome. You know, so many times we say, oh, just, you know, that's not real. We don't talk about it, and just push them in the corner. And it's so important we don't do that, right? It's a part of what we all are. It's just learning to tap into it. That's all, right? Give me one sec here. I'm trying to understand what he's showing me, because it's either something done in memory for him. But then he's showing me, it's really weird because sometimes it's hard to understand the symbology that they give you, because it's like, here's an urn, and then I'm seeing like a headstone, and then I'm seeing like a memory of, so I'm not quite sure. Does that mean anything to you? And the headstone could still be a stone engraved for something to do with him. I'm hoping that the I do, well, that might be from the working with him. I'm not sure whether that was for that or the other. I think it was for the other. Is that making any sense? It just feels like something in memory of him, right? And it feels like something that has been done. Hopefully that makes some sense for you anyway. She's like over here, and then he's over here, and then he's over here. Trying to get him focused sometimes isn't the easiest. He was a go, go, go type of person, huh? Canadians hockey symbol. So is that something you had added? Because yeah. If it means something to you, great. I'm not professing to understand, but it just, you know, like I said, I see this engraving, and then I see, you know, something in memory, and it feels like all the family coming together to do with it. So, okay. They both love the Canadians. Okay. Perfect. If that makes sense to you, it's for you. I always say it's not for me to understand. It's just me to try and understand it enough to bring the message forward. It's on Dad's plaque. Okay. So you have a plaque with your dad with the symbol. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Sometimes trying to figure out the pieces of the puzzle and how they all go together is not the easiest. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm glad it makes sense. Well, guys, I'm come up on my hour. This is the last one until the new year. So you know what? If you're not on my page, follow and like so you'll know when I'm going live again. You can also check out my website, paulahunter.ca. I'm actually in the process of redesigning it. I'm going to have it going live here, hopefully in the next week or so. And I'll have it posted under events when the next dates are going to be in January. You know what? I want to thank all you guys from the bottom of my heart, right? If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't get to do what I love. And I appreciate the support all this year. And, you know, I'm so grateful to be able to give all the messages to you guys and help you guys make the connections and to help in the healing wherever I can. You know what? You guys mean the world to me. So with that being said, I want to wish you guys the merriest of Christmas. I want to, you know, I hope you have what you need, right? And I hope that 2022 is a better year than what this is, right? Master numbers for next year. So take some time, right? And really think about what you want to create for next year. Think about where you want that energy to be. You know what? Life's too short to stay in the shit. Time to get out, time to think about what you want and move forward, step into it, push through the fear, knowing that you can create anything you want to do. Okay. Much love to you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the new year.